going to take you through a little bit of the new features here in UFC Undisputed 3. First thing, I'm going to jump into Exhibition, and at any time you can see you can pick between UFC rules or Pride rules. You'll notice we have these different menu pictures in the background. We'll hopefully be able to offer these as DLC, depending on how soon we're able to build up our library. So we'll jump into UFC rules real quick and just show you off some of the new features. I'm going to pick a light heavyweight matchup. You can pick 5-round title fight or 3 rounds UFC rules. We have different settings. We have a competition spec. This actually removes all the random elements in the game. No doctor stoppages, no flash knockouts. Really great for, say, fighting game tournaments. Equalized stat setting normalizes everybody's stats to the same level. So all the strength, speed, and cardio settings, everyone's playing at the same level. So it's more about your fighter's input and controller inputs and their character move set versus mine. But then, alternatively, we have a simulation energy setting that's much more like a real fight. Like if you and your buddy were punching each other in the face, it probably wouldn't last that long. Simulation setting, you're going to gas yourself a lot quicker. You're going to take more damage when you get hit. So much more hardcore way of playing for those that want to play like that. So we'll just go in with the default settings. At any time, you can pick between the UFC or Pride fighters in that division. So this middle icon is the Pride reel of fighters that you can pick from the Pride era. And then in the left, you get the UFC era fighters in that division. So I'm going to jump through here. I'm going to go find somebody that I want to play with here. You can see, why not, Tito Ortiz. We also have new fighter stats this year, ground grapple top, ground grapple bottom, to differentiate between wrestlers, say, that are good at getting on top of a guy, staying on top, versus jiu-jitsu guys that are better at playing off their back. We'll jump in here, pick an arena, let's say Mandalay Bay, and then we have new referees as well, Kevin Mulhall, Josh Rosenthal, respectively. Let's go with Josh, he's got cool tattoos. So one of the things that you're going to see in UFC 3 is a lot of focus on in-game educational elements. We have a new control scheme for new users, aptly named the Amateur Control Scheme, as well as a new graphic-based submission system, which will clearly indicate how close you were to winning or losing a submission.
Huntington Beach bad boy, Tito Ortiz, and Ryan Darth Vader.
Fighter entrances have been added in UFC Undisputed 3, so that's new. That's something that the fans have been asking for a while. We've added entrances, and with our roster of over 150 fighters in UFC 3, it's a great opportunity to hear some commentary from Joe Rogan about these fighters. So if there's guys that you don't particularly know, he's going to go over their strengths in the octagon. And it's a great way to kind of know what you should be avoiding, hint, hint, or what you should be utilizing yourself. Also gives us an opportunity to kind of show off, some of the new shaders and the dynamic lighting. You can hear crowd chants. That's new for this year as well. We've recorded chants for all the fighters. Audio's really taken a great leap forward as well. We have the line feeds from all the UFC fights. We actually record the real corners and we chop those up and give the same arguments to our corner chatter as we do to our in-game audio commentary. So you can actually turn off the main commentator audio and then listen to your corner chatter, and you're going to get intelligent advice from your corner, and it's real audio that we've recorded from UFC fights.
Our Tale of the Tape is brought to you by Dodge.
So for those of you who remember this fight, this actually ended in a submission victory for Tito, a guy that's known for being a great wrestler and actually pretty dangerous when it comes to the subs. One of the first things you're going to notice when you jump in, we have this in-game tutorial hint system. This is really meant because to teach people how to play the game while they're in the game. Anytime you're in a new position, you can see, okay, we haven't struck yet, so this is how to strike. You'll get tips on what controllers to do, what controller inputs to utilize, and then you can turn the tips off at any time in the pause menu. So for example, if I were to get into the clinch here, you're going to see the clinch transitions. We're able to pick between what kind of clinch transitions we want to do. And if I go into the pause menu, go into options, I can go into game options, and turn off tutorial hints at any time. And also this gives me an opportunity to show off our new control scheme. So we have the difference between the pro controls versus the amateur controls. You can see the pro controls are the classic UFC Undisputed controls. Quarter circle and greater than quarter circle turns will execute major and minor transitions. If you think of the ground game like a pyramid with the best position being at the top, major transitions get you up there in bigger steps, but they're harder to pull off. Minor transitions, smaller gains, but easier for you to pull off. We found that a lot of people were having trouble with the nuance of that control scheme, so we've introduced this amateur control scheme, simple flick up, flick down for major and minor transitions. Not that you have an advantage using this actually at a high level. There's a system called reversing where you flick left and right on the right stick while someone is doing a transition. In the amateur control scheme, your window for being reversed is a lot bigger. You can't fake your transitions like you can in the pro control scheme. So we'll show a little bit off here. I'm going to take Bader down, and I have the pro controls, and I'm going to show how you can kind of fake some of the transitions. Nice classic Tito takedown. So here I can, you can see I'm going to posture up using a minor transition. Now I can fake my transitions using the pro control scheme. Here you can see I'm actually moving my controller to one end of the rotation, but I'm not completing the rotation. Here I can fake directions, and during that time, if someone's flicking left and right on the right stick, they're not able to reverse me, and now I can complete a transition by completing the rotation. Now conversely, the guy who's playing against me can just simply flick down on the right stick. He flicks down one more time, and just like that, he got out of the worst position in the game. So it's a little bit easier for new users to get into, but if he's going, for example, and trying to get out of a bad position.
Again, he takes him down. He shoots.
So here he's going to take me down, 1, 2, 3, goes for the mount, 1, 2, 3, boom, and here I'm able to reverse him. So same thing, if I'm transitioning, I can fake. He's trying to reverse me, click left and right, and I haven't actually completed my transition, and then I'm able to complete and fake that attempt at a reversal and get into a better position. In between rounds, we have what we call our interval advice system. This is giving you positive and negative feedback about your performance in the fight. So that previous tutorial hint system was how to play the game. This is teaching you how to play the fight per round, much like your corner is telling you what to do. So you can see, hey, I need to utilize my grapple block better. In the case of Ryan Bader, if we click the B button, you get some info on what he should be doing when he's on the ground. So again, real focus on educating you on what you're doing, not only in the game, in the actual fight, and then later on we'll see in the actual menus themselves. So here we can show off our new submission system. This gives us an opportunity. If you may remember, the previous system was clicking in on the right stick and then going for spinning the right stick as fast as possible to lock in a submission. If you think of it like filling buckets, it's the same thing. So fill your bucket with points and you'll lock in a submission. If I click in on the right stick this here, however, I get this octagon graphic. The attacker, me, on the outside is trying to cover the bar of the opponent on the inside. You're trying to chase the opponent, and notice my bar is actually shrinking at the same time. The more time I spend on top of my opponent's bar, the more I'm filling my bucket with points. You can see here he's not even trying to get away, and the P1 slider is moving over. So you get this seesaw battle of this cat and mouse game going on, letting you know clearly if you've won or lost a submission. Here, if Bader goes in for a submission, both of these guys have pretty good submission defense. I'm going to try and run away. Now I'm on the inside. Guy on the top's trying to cover me. You see how you lose a position when you fail submission. So again, you can't just spam submissions. But however, now you'll see the size of my bar is shrinking. If I rock my opponent, for example, the size of my bar is going to be bigger. The size of your bar and the rate of decay is dependent on fighter state. So here I have a bigger bar, i.e. more surface area with which to cover my opponent and lock in a submission. There, it was obviously a little easy because my opponent wasn't really trying to get away. But again, we changed this submission system because previously people playing against guys online or fighting against really difficult AI, didn't know how close they were to winning or losing a submission. And we went with this graphic-based submission system to really clearly indicate that and let you know why you failed to defend or how close you were to winning or losing. Now, different guys are going to have different abilities, obviously, with subs. Guys like, BJ Penn, Damian Maia, your better jiu-jitsu guys are going to be able to switch subs mid-submission, just like last year. So there's a lot of opportunity to kind of play with different times you can utilize the submission.
Declaring the winner by tap out due to an armbar, the Huntington Beach Bad Boys!